Hello, Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. Once again, we had a big week. About like last week, we had 1,600, close to 1,700 Monday, and 1,200 and some odd there Tuesday to round it up to almost 2,900 head for the week. So cattle are moving. Calves are still bloomy. Most places, conditions are still good. Grass is growing and not too wet in most places, and mosquitoes still aren't that bad. And cattle are bringing a lot of money and weighing up really good. A lot of good calves are coming to town. A lot of heavyweight calves from 4 to 600, even 700-pound calves are coming in, and I'm talking about really good number one quality calves. And the market this week was once again steady to higher on most everything that was sold. We had a pretty good run of slaughter class animals this week. We had at least 20% of the sale were slaughter cows and bulls. Of course, all those cows didn't go to slaughter. A lot of them were thin cows that went back to pasture. Some of the thin young cows that I saw in pretty good shape were bringing a lot of money. And so once again, this heifer retention and replacement cow deal is getting on up there. I guess a lot of people, me included, are thinking this bull market, is going to be surely the rest of this year and probably on into next year, and who knows how far out after that. But we're looking at low inventory numbers still across the country, fewer cows, fewer breeding animals, high beef demand, low feed prices, which is translating into high calf prices. And so a lot of replacement heifers and a lot of young cows are going back to ranchers, and they're bringing a lot of money, which shows that people have a lot of confidence in this calf market, and I hope they're right. Some of these thin young cows I see coming in here are bringing up $2,500 or better, and they're not batting an eye, and they're just bidding on them, man. There's people bidding on these cows, and all good buyer participation on those kind of cattle. Replacement heifers are bringing, as they have been, up there to steer level prices, maybe even more on some fancy ones. And we've had some really nice, good heifers, mostly the black Brangus type heifers that are weighing around 500 pounds are bringing up there close to $4 a pound. And these are just yearling heifers. That they've got their whole life ahead of them, so you know how long it takes to put that calf into production and get her bred and get a calf off of her and all. So that's long-term thinking right there. So I hope it all works out for them. You know, I hope we don't get stuck with these high-priced animals. But internationally, with these tariffs and trade deals going on, Australia's taking U.S. beef, which I don't think that's really going to amount to a whole lot. From what I'm reading, Australia is pretty well in-house, and they're going to use their own beef, which I wish that's the way it was here too. At least Australia got a lot of cows, and they grow have a lot of beef there, and they supply their own restaurants and their stores, Aldi's and McDonald's and all the things that we have here, but they don't outsource their beef. They get it directly from their country, and they know where their meat's coming from. And that's one thing that we need to get straight in this country right here. I know we're putting tariffs on Brazil, pretty hefty tariffs, 75% tariffs on Brazilian trimmings that come in here to mix with hamburger. Then they bring that product in here, and they can mix it with U.S. or American beef, and they can put product of the USA on that package, and we don't know where it came from. It does have American, and it may have some Brazilian product in it too. But Senator Mike Rounds has introduced a bill, product of the USA. When you see that label at the grocery store and it says product of the USA, that label needs to mean it needs to be born, raised, and harvested right here in the U.S. Not just born and raised or not just harvested, but all of it, every bit of it. So we need to know, consumers here in our country need to have confidence that what we're buying, if it says product of the USA, that's what it is. So get behind that. I think that's House Bill 2333 microns product of the USA. That would be great. And this is the time to get things done when this market is in such good shape, and everybody's feeling good about how the things are, making a little bit of money, and the ball's in our court, so to speak. We need to get these things ironed out now, while there's still a lot of momentum going, and so that when this thing gets dragging down and the market comes back down, which it will, it'll cycle back around, and things go down a little bit, that we've already got these things in place that'll help the people that grow the beef in this country, the ranchers and the feeders and the backgrounders and everybody involved in the cattle industry. So let's fall in behind that and support this product of the USA bill. There's a lot of things going on. The Australian deal, the tariff stuff. We're exporting less meat from what I read. I think Japan, South Korea, less exports going out, and I know China's not taking meat from us like they were either. So there's some a little bit of maybe negative retaliations with the tariffs going on. But they can probably buy that product cheaper somewhere else, and if they're shopping around and they can work a deal with Brazil or Mexico or somewhere, well, then that's just what they do. But we, maybe don't have enough to go around of our own supply right here. That's why beef prices are so high. And beef demand is good still, even at record all-time prices. Just today I was reading where there's some cattle traded in Nebraska, not live, but in the meat, cattle were traded for $3.85. That's pushing that $4 mark. We talked about that $4 mark before, and so that's pushing on up there, getting pretty close on that box beef prices. So we got that to look for. We've got some calves coming through the ring here that are bumping $4 on those 5-weight calves, but even the 6-weight calves on the front end number one steers, those 6-weight calves are bringing up there in the 340s to 350. That's good money. Even the 7-weight calves, saw a few of them selling this week for over $3. I saw an 800-pound steer. I think maybe it was 795. I just call it 800 pounds. That brought 305, I think it was, maybe 295 to 305. But that's, do the math on that. Those are some big numbers. But these people that are coming and selling cattle and picking their checks up, everybody's really happy. But let's just quit being looking over our shoulders like something's out to get us, because I think this is the new normal level. This is where we are. If fundamentally things stay the way they are, these are the price levels that we should be seeing for the near future, certainly for the rest of this year. And they're talking about tighter supplies even into 2026. So if things stay the way they're going, fundamentals show this calf market and the cow market being on up there at this level for quite a while. So just get used to it when you pick these checks up. It's really good. Like I said, prices on slaughter classes were quoted, I don't know, they could have been $5 to $10 higher Monday. They backed off a little bit on Tuesday. We had, like I said, a good run of cows, probably a pretty good supply, maybe a little more than that maybe affected the demand a little bit. But it's so hot down here. I know in these southern markets that these buyers buying these cattle have to play in to buying those cattle the factors, the heat, the temperatures in South Florida. They're probably going to have a little bit higher death loss on these cattle, so they're factoring all that into what they're giving for these animals. But they're hopefully getting them out of here, loading them up and getting them gone, and not leaving them over here, leaving them at the market here for an extended period of time. So that's the best, to get them bought and get them loaded up and get them out of here, and then that way they can process them and not have such a big death loss that it affects the bottom line for them too. What else is going on? Coming just around the corner, the Florida Elite Heifer Replacement Heifer Sale is Saturday, August the 23rd. That's just a couple of weeks away. and it'll be here before you know it. So August the 23rd, there will be some really outstanding replacement quality heifers. I think most of them will be bred, some of them will be open, but there'll be outstanding replacement quality heifers here at Okeechobee Livestock Market, the Florida Elite Heifer Sale. Contact Todd Harvey for information. And I'll pass this phone number on to you if you have any questions about that sale. Give Todd Harvey a call. He's heading up that sale. Todd's phone number is 386-288-8059. 386-288-8059 for information on that replacement heifer sale here at Okeechobee Livestock Market, August 23rd. Another thing, Labor Day is coming up just the week after that, I believe, and we will be closed on Monday. That's Labor Day, Monday, September the 1st. We will not have a sale on that Monday, but we will be open for business as usual on Tuesday. You can bring your cattle in Monday afternoon if you need to. And as always, this time of year, it is hurricane season. We've got one brewing out there now. Looks like it's turning north. Keep your eyes on the weather. Check the hurricanes out. They're coming off of Africa. If there's anything headed in our direction, we'll probably be battening down the hatches. If it gets really, really bad and looks like we're heading into a hurricane or something, we always try to take care of the people and take care of the animals, and we don't want to be stuck here with a barn full of cattle and people in the middle of a storm. So just use your best judgment on that. But we don't have anything brewing. There's something brewing, but it's not coming in our direction, I don't think. So we'll be glad if it goes on by. May cause some waves out there in the Atlantic Ocean, though, I hear, for you surfers. Okay, high prices. This week were some new names, new faces to this report. A.V. Christopher Lane, LLC, from Clewiston topped the calf market with a 135-pound calf that brought $735. That calf was bought by Oak Lake. And on the slaughter cow side, FF Farm Investment from Miramar, that's a mouthful, brought a cow in that weighed $13.25, and she brought $1.89. That cow was bought by Florida Beef. That's your market report. Thumbs up, subscribe to our station. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your business. We'll see you next week.